Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we're still talking about FTX Exchange .us, .jp, .international, .sec, is he running to Argentina? The jet has went there. We're going to talk about a lot of this, ladies and gentlemen, and the circular movement of money being stolen out of XTX is an insider job. Well, let's talk about it. These are the latest things. November 12th, ladies and gentlemen. My, what happens in 48 hours. Bankruptcy and more. And welcome. Because we have a way for you to earn passive income, residual income from actual real world companies backed by assets. Not this other mumbo jumbo creating of tokens. Now let's get into it and welcome. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and please make sure you share the videos because you never know who else you're going to be able to help and get them this valuable information. First up, make sure you uninstall your FTX because they filed bankruptcy and it may be too late already because they were hacked allegedly. I don't think they were hacked, just so you know. I think somebody just backdoored their way in and decided that they're going to steal the money. But that's a whole nother conspiracy theory, or is it? I think somebody had a backdoor movement into it. So let's get into the first part of this. Because almost a day ago, my, how time flies. This is November 11th. The Bankman, Sam Bankman-Fried, steps down as FTX CEO. As his crypto exchange files for bankruptcy. I don't know what good him stepping down does at this point. They filed for bankruptcy. That means all assets are frozen. SEC DOJ investigation means assets are supposed to be frozen. Now, what do you do when assets are supposed to be frozen? I call it, we've been hacked. As somebody takes money out. That's what I would do. Now, he admits he effed up, but what else can you say at this point? We're about to go into several things that they have done that we have found out over the last 24 to 48 hours. So I'm not going to get much into him stepping down. That's the least he could do. Now, let's talk about this Alameda Research. His fund and approximately 130 additional affiliated companies are part of the voluntary proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see this? 130 additional affiliated companies. This is not over yet. All right? This is not over. So you have to understand there's going to be hell to pay. And I don't know how he's going to come back in the U.S. and just hang out because he's hanging out in the Bahamas right now. Or is he? We'll get into that later on in this video, so please stay tuned. Now, let's get into this FTX timeline. CoinDesk. Look at how this just moves so fast. Look at this. November 2nd, CoinDesk headline on the Alameda balance sheet. Alameda Research again. This is a company that he gave virtually his FTT tokens to them to create an evaluation for the company in the billions of dollars. So then they can go out and raise more money for traditional lenders or investors to give that company money. You understand how this works. He controls that company as well. November 6th, 4 days later, CZ tweets selling FTT tokens. November 6th, CEO of Alameda offers to purchase Binance FTT tokens OTC for $22. Look at how this goes, ladies and gentlemen. Are you paying attention to this timeline? Because this right here is the crux of the problem. The reason why they have to buy it at $22 is more than likely they have borrowed against some other funds that they have on Alameda's side. So therefore, they would have had to buy at 22 to make sure the coin price doesn't go down because they're leveraged. That's the first thing. Second thing, you might have had customers' funds switched over onto the Alameda balance sheet. The customer funds put in X amount of dollars. Now they have to worry about if the price dips down further. These people might have other things going on at FTX where they have to maintain the price in stable coins. There's a problem here, ladies and gentlemen, that's about to happen. And so November 7th, you have the obligatory Bankman-Fried tweets, and he tweets it, assets are fine. Anytime a company says assets are fine, that's what Voyager said, right? That's what Celsius said, right? That's what all banks say when they say, hey, you don't have enough assets. And the response is, oh, we have enough assets. And then November 8th, FTX agrees to sell to Binance. Then we know what happened. SBF deletes assets are fine tweet because he's going to be sued. November 9th, CoinDesk reports Binance leaning against FTX deal. And then November 11th, we're up to date, which you already knew this if you would have seen the previous videos. FTX files for bankruptcy. So you have the full timeline on what happened in less than a week. Now, let's go here. FTX used $10 billion of customer funds to prop up its owner's trading firm. And the trading firm is you know who it is, Alameda Research Fund. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And get this, look at this. Bankman-Fried reportedly made the loans without consulting anyone else at FTX. He moved $10 billion over to his trading firm, Alameda Research. Oh, that's not illegal. All right. Now, look, here it is. FTX $10 billion after taking loans funded by deposits from FTX customers. So what they're going to try and say is, we loaned Alameda Research the money. They're supposed to pay us back. Except remember, Alameda Research actually is based on an FTT token. So if the token price of FTT goes down, they still have $10 billion of a loan. The FTT token price that goes down to, let's say, $5 billion of value, they don't even have it covered. But they still have taken out the customer's money that they cannot return. See what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? I did it to you twice. So most people should understand what actually he has done. And all he says is, I effed up. Can you believe this? FTX reportedly lent over half of its customer funds to Alameda so he can go play with his own piggy bank, which then used them to bet on other cryptocurrencies and help out other crypto firms struggling to weather on overall downturn in market, which would have been Voyager, BlockFi, a few other companies. Remember, 130 entities are going to be affected by this, ladies and gentlemen. So don't let these guys fool you. Now FTX is reportedly tried to raise $9.4 billion to pay back customers. See, ladies and gentlemen, what happens when the FLL or FTX token went down, and when it went damn near to zero, they literally have to pay almost the full 10, but they don't have it. All right? Think about it. Robbing Peter to pay Paul is all that was happening. And you guys, some people out here thought the guy was this genius. He was an evil genius, a bad guy, going to government to try to get laws changed against his opponents in the space. Now, exclusive. Behind FTX fall, battling billionaires and failed bid to save crypto. Now, this is something else here altogether, because now the CEO of Alameda Research is not Bankman. It's Ellison. And she started talking because Bankman was going to try and throw her under the bus. So therefore she said, no, hold on now. I don't know about all of this. She's trying to make it sure that she didn't have nothing to do with this. But I just wanted to point out this here. $500 million loan agreement with Voyager Digital. But look at this. A Voyager spokesman said the company only used $75 million of Alameda's credit line. Now, the other day, Voyager said they didn't use any of their money. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying, oh, yeah, well, actually, $75 million. See how this went, ladies and gentlemen? Another credit line based on customers' money, loan agreements. Crazy. I'm just showing you the stats, giving you the information. And here's another company that's affected. Robinhood, seeking to prop up Alameda, which held almost $15 billion in assets based on their token. Bankman-Fried transferred at least $4 billion in FTX funds secured by assets including FTT and shares in trading platform Robinhood Markets. Alameda had disclosed a 7.6% share in Robinhood that May. All right, you guys are getting all of this. This is outrageous what's happening. Loans to buy other companies, loans to prop up companies. All of it is intertwined with the stock market because, yes, the BlackRocks, as you guys already know, is in on this. Pension funds from Canada in on this. There's 130, like they said at the beginning, that are in on this. And this is going to be very, very bad over the next week. Believe me, there's going to be more to this, ladies and gentlemen. And so therefore, that's why people think Bankman-Fried, the geek, they're thinking he's on a jet out of here. Now, if you guys don't know about the hack, yes, there's a hack. $662 million has been moved, ladies and gentlemen. So, once again, last night we were on a live stream. Professor Auntie Val said, hey, there's a hack going on right now. Uninstall, delete FTX app. But the guy was intentional, whoever did it. He was moving TRX. I wonder why TRX. He was moving USDT. Wonder why USDT. So we'll get into something after this because this is hilarious. The hacker seems to be an inside dealer in this affair. And I'm going to say the reason why, but I'll give you a cliffhanger right now, right? So more than 600 million was siphoned from FTX crypto wallets late Friday, soon after they said they're filing for bankruptcy, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe this? It's not any coincidence, but here we go. Following the Chapter 11 bankruptcy filings, FTXUS.com initiated precautionary steps to move all digital assets to cold storage. Well, that's nice, but you should have already done that from day one. And what's going on with the SEC and the DOJ? Now they're already freezing their accounts and moving them to secure wallets. That's the $1 million question. That's what happens when you give millions to the government. They kind of give you slack because that's what should have happened. If you owned a company, you would have been shut down. Your bank accounts would have been frozen. All assets would have been frozen. And they're regulated in the United States for the FTX.US. So therefore, you have to start already going, that's strange. Now, many FTX wallet holders reported zero balances. Yes, zero balances, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. The darling of Wall Street, or the darling of crypto in this case. That's how it goes. Now, here it is. Bankman-Fried. He's fried now. Freed. Denies fleeing to South America amid crypto collapse in a text message. all right, in a text message. Now, I'll just leave it at that for now, but let's get to the guy that's hacking. All right? I'm going to go to the guy that hacked. And the guy that hacked had a Kraken account. Can you believe this? The guy moves it to Kraken. Kraken is KYC, know your customer. So therefore, Kraken Exchange Chief Security Officer Nick Percoco just announced via a tweet reply that the hacker's identity has been discovered. Now, that presents a situation where it's the internet. Can a person really be this stupid to hack and then send over to a KYC that you know that you did a KYC on? Or would you use somebody else's ID, made up ID and picture, making it look like they're or you holding the ID or passport, whatever was needed? I call this highly suspicious, but that also means maybe they weren't hacking. But I will say this, if I was straight up illegal trying to do something, I definitely would have made the same moves. If you're going to be the evil bad guy and fraudster, you would have said file bankruptcy, then you would have did the back door, took out like a billion or two on the back end, and then call it a hack. That's what you would do, right? But apparently they're saying they know the identity of the user. Here's the other thing. Now people give us this, right? I don't like this vague situation. So if you know the identity of the user, you can give it to law enforcement, right? And you can also tell the world who the identity of the user is, because it should become known anyhow. And that also would tell if that identity is a true individual that they say it is, because a person who they identify would say, hold on, that's not me, right? And the other person who did it would be like going in further hiding mode. But the point of the matter is you would know who it is, and I don't understand why he would not say who it is. But this is going to go very interesting down the line, ladies and gentlemen. And so that's it. I just wanted to give you an update because I find this extremely horrific. I find this extremely bad in light of all these crypto projects, rug pulling everybody all over the place. You guys, this is billions of dollars wiped off the map from people that were using these platforms, using crypto, using banks, using stocks, trying to make a little extra income. And then you have these guys out here who get free money from banks. They get Series A, B, C, D money, hundreds, billions of dollars, because they say, oh, they're the whiz kid. Oh, their company's worth 10 billion or 20 billion. No worries. We'll bend the law. We'll bend the rules, and we'll allow you to take people's money on your exchange. And then when you take all the people's money off the exchange and fritter it away or move it over here, and all we're going to do is say we're doing an investigation. Meanwhile, people have bills to pay, rent to pay. Some people actually put in more than they could afford to, and they have homes, 400,000, 600,000 sitting on that exchange that is gone, obliterated. You have people that put in 5,000, 10,000, that was money that's significant to them, and that's gone. And there's no way to get it back, because all of the creditors are going to get whatever little kibbles and bits there are, because the token is going to go to zero. Therefore, the value of the assets are what? Zero, because that's all it was based on generally. What other assets do they have? They can't go to Voyager. They can't go to anybody else. They don't own any other assets that generates income. This is why Miracle Cash and More with stores, this wouldn't be a problem, because they're licensed and regulated in the country, and they have to actually have assets, physical stores. They have an exchange with fire blocks on it. which are insured. So they don't touch the customer's funds, and there's no reason to touch the customer's funds when you have an exchange. Every time somebody buys, sell, or does anything else on your platform, you receive money, transaction money. So why do you have to leverage, borrow, do anything, right? So this is why at the end of the videos that I'm doing with regard to FTX, I always show a commercial for Miracle Cash and More and debt box nodes, because debt box nodes, they're backed by oil, gold, silver, natural gas, agriculture, and some royalties are coming out. Music possibly could be coming out, and other things are coming out in 2023. A satellite scanner system that can find all these precious metals underneath the ground from space. All that is real world, real contracts, real deals where people receive royalties and payments, and they're not trying to leverage because they don't have anything to leverage. You create a deal with oil. Oil comes out of the ground. You know where the oil is. You sell the oil. You get profits. You share it with your node holders, which have it as licenses. Simple. That's the debt box node. So again, you have two different companies that's available to you that will not be doing what FTX has done, Bitfinex, Mt. Gox, all these companies that have went by the wayside, and the DAOs, the node projects, and all this startups and earn 1% a day, 3% a week, and all this stuff that all were fly-by-nights. They were not regulated. The Celsius was semi-regulated, right? The BlockFi, semi-regulated. Voyager, semi-regulated, but that's not enough. We need full regulation like in Europe, what they're trying to do, right? So all I'm saying is there are things out here, so don't worry. And these are passive income opportunities. Just search the channel for Cash Flow NFT and search the channel for Miracle Cash and More. Those are the same companies, so to speak. They're two separate companies. The Cash Flow NFT is the NFT that you buy. That's the marketing arm of Miracle Cash and More. Miracle Cash and More is the ones with the ATM machines, the one with the exchange, the one with the insurance, and the one with Miracle Pay for the merchant processing. And then Debt Box Node, that's licenses for these precious metals, natural resources, oil, water, natural gas, gold, silver, agriculture, farming, right? Satellite scan system, all of that, aluminum, bauxite. These are all licenses you can buy backed by the real companies pulling out these commodities from the ground. So all you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is if you did not invest in FTX or had your money on FTX, congratulations, because I did not either. If you did, I'm very sorry that this has happened to you, and I don't think there's a way out of this one. I don't think they're going to be saying, hey, here's some money down the road. I just don't see how that's going to happen because it was all leveraged. What Bankman-fried, a.k.a. Bankman is now fried, is going to be dealing with. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and that's why we have to present the good, the bad, and the ugly. But then that only gets you a little smarter. That just gets you thinking a little differently. Hey, don't leave your money on the exchange. Put it in a cold wallet or put it in some wallet that's not on the exchange. Because if it gets hacked, you still have your crypto. Remember, your keys, your crypto. Not your keys, not your crypto. You assign your keys in essence when you put your money at Coinbase. When you put your money, your crypto on Kraken. When you put your crypto on FTX. When you put your crypto on Celsius, Nexo, BlockFi. All of that is not your crypto once you release it to them. It's their crypto. So if something happens to them, you're not getting your money back. Celsius owners, I know you hear me. Voyager people, I know you hear me. And now FTX people, I know you hear me. So with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much once again for watching this. Share the videos, and please keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.